My name is Dr. Emma Ward and I'm a researcher on the COSTED trial. In this podcast, I'm going to tell you all about the content of this smoking cessation intervention, which is aimed at smokers visiting A&E departments. So rather than clinicians trying to fit this around their busy workload, this intervention is developed by dedicated stop smoking advisors situated in the emergency department. It has three elements. The first is brief smoking cessation advice. And this is where we'll give the participants lots of praise for joining the trial and being motivated to try and switch. We'll talk to them about how switching to e-cigarettes will aid recovery for their presenting condition, plus their health more generally. And we will talk about how effective e-cigarettes can be for quitting and ask them if they have any concerns, which we can discuss with them. The second element is provision of an e-cigarette starter kit, which I will discuss in more detail in a moment. And the third element is referral of the participant to their local stop smoking service, because we know that the participants' chances of switching over successfully are maximised with the support of a stop smoking service. So that's why we've included this element in our intervention. We will also be giving participants some additional written information, including a leaflet about the device and stockists of consumables to ensure that they can continue using their device over the long term. A leaflet addressing frequently asked questions about the study in e-cigarettes, and a leaflet developed from previous research about staying stopped from smoking using vaping. So I'm going to talk to you now in a bit more detail about how we decided to use the e-cigarette starter kit in this trial. So we undertook a systematic process shown in the diagram. We consulted with a panel of experts by profession, which included members of the independent vaping industry, smoking cessation professionals, and academics who had used e-cigarettes in previous research. This resulted in a short list of 8 potential devices. We sent these out to our experts by experience, who were a panel of smokers. We asked them to rate each device for satisfaction and usability factors, and we followed this up with interviews to contextualise their scores. This resulted in a short list of 3 devices, which are all disposable pods, chosen because they were very, very easy to use, but whilst at the same time giving a good hit. We contacted the manufacturers and scoped out price and availability, and we're back to our panel representatives with specific queries, and the final decision was made through discussion with the wider research team. So the device we're using is the Liberty Flights Dot Pro, which we are offering with a range of flavours. This was top rated by a panel for usability and satisfaction. The refills are widely available, which is obviously very important, and we want to ensure that the population can still access those consumables, and they are reasonably priced. But we do recognise that vaping is certainly not a one-size-fits-all approach, and finding success can involve a bit of trial and error. So we will be encouraging participants to explore other vaping options if this doesn't work out. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and just very quickly show you the device. So this is the starter kit box, and inside the starter kit, as I said, a range of different flavours. We have the battery parts of the e-cigarette here, and then we have the pod, which contains the e-liquid, which comes in a blister pack, and that pod simply click into place and onto the battery, and it's ready to go. Just puff away. So there's no button pressing, there's no tank filling. Very, very simple device to use, which is why we chose this device, because we want people to be able to walk out of the A&E and just start using the device straight away and not feel intimidated by it at all. Once the liquid runs out, again, you just throw away the pod, buy a new one, click it on, and continue using. So thank you for listening.